Last night, breaking news created a lot of buzz. An executive order to create a strategic Bitcoin reserve and US digital asset stockpile was purportedly signed by Donald Trump. This action has generated intense debates among the cryptocurrency community. Although I've already gone over the specifics in a prior video, today's topic is a little more fascinating, particularly for XRP investors. For more than 380 days, I've been trading cryptocurrency successfully, completing each month with a profit. My followers have copied my trades and made over $29,000 in profits in the previous 90 days alone. Do you wish to view my confirmed statistics? Get started duplicating my trades for free right now by clicking the first link in the profile description. There is a lot of speculation going around. Many are asking if XRP will end up in this digital stockpile given Trump's prior supportive comments about it. How, if at all? Theories abound in the community, with some speculating that Ripple itself may contribute to the endeavor's funding. There are many doubts about the concept, but one is certain. Nobody anticipated this turn of events. Okay, so this is where the fascinating part begins. Yes, fun conversation could start if a random member of the crypto community shares an idea. However, the conversation reaches a new level when a former Ripple employee raises the possibility that Ripple would contribute to a strategic cryptocurrency reserve or possibly establish a US XRP reserve. The idea seems even more appealing now that phrases like digital asset stockpile are being used once more. So let's get started and dissect everything. But let me be clear before we continue. This isn't financial advice. I'm not an expert in finance, and you should never base any trading decisions on my advice. For fun, I enjoy creating YouTube videos regarding cryptocurrency as a hobby. You understand? Fantastic. Let's now recap some important background information you may have overlooked. This is the Reuters headline. To create a strategic Bitcoin reserve, Trump signs an order. The story from last night was intriguing, but this March 3 headline from Reuters merits more investigation. Prices of cryptocurrencies skyrocket as Trump names them in strategic reserve. Notably, XRP was emphasized because the president had just called it strategic reserve. A few days later, it's now referred to as a storehouse of digital assets. Although it's a bit of a rebranding, Bitcoin's new special treatment is also noteworthy. It has a strategic reserve of its own. The scoop is as follows. On Thursday, US President Donald Trump signed an executive order to create a strategic Bitcoin reserve right before a White House meeting with prominent figures in the Bitcoin space. Bitcoin seized in criminal or civil asset seizure cases would be used to build the reserve, according to millionaire David Sacks, the White House crypto czar. On X, the social networking site that was formerly known as Twitter, Sacks broke the news. Let's now resolve some misunderstandings. This does not imply that Bitcoin will soon be subject to dollar cost averaging by the US government. Any prospective purchases, if they occur at all, will be small, according to the executive directive. Why? The goal of the government is not to increase the budget deficit. Furthermore, significant acquisitions are not in the cards anytime soon, given how distant we are from having a balanced budget. The United States is merely reclassifying its existing Bitcoin holdings into a newly created strategic Bitcoin reserve for the time being. Furthermore, even though it's not revolutionary, it's an exciting step forward to see cryptocurrencies officially recognized on a global scale. The quantity of Bitcoin that the US government currently owns is astounding, roughly 200,000. The reason they have any Bitcoin at all comes down to forfeiture procedures, even though an audit is being conducted to determine the precise amount. In essence, individuals utilized Bitcoin for illicit purposes, were apprehended, and had their assets seized by the authorities. Bitcoin triumphs, bad guys lose. Sort of. It's interesting to note that the government acquires rather than purchases the Bitcoins it has in its digital vault. This has been made clear. Not buying cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin. They do appear to have plans, though, to expressly hoard Bitcoin through innovative loopholes that won't affect the federal budget. However, that's a definite no for other cryptocurrencies like XRP. It poses a fascinating query. Does XRP currently belong to the US government? As with Bitcoin, perhaps illicit activities could have resulted in the forfeiture of assets like XRP. They may have obtained some in secret along the way due to court cases and forfeitures. Although no one is certain, it's undoubtedly a question that many people are considering at the moment. And really, if that were the case, would it even be shocking? So, is it possible that the US government has some XRP? Even if they do, I doubt it will be anything significant, but it's possible. A huge cachet? Not likely. If that were true, I would be shocked. This indicates that the world is unlikely to be rocked by the digital stockpile very soon. Yes, it's fascinating, even exciting. Perhaps, however, it was not the shocking discovery that some had hoped for. It's still great news, though. I'm happy to see this happening because it sets a positive tone. It's also important to recognize that Trump is fulfilling a campaign pledge. However, will this fundamentally alter the dynamics of supply and demand for XRP in particular? It doesn't appear to be, at least not in the near future. However, in the long run, this might set the stage for something far larger in the coming years, perhaps even decades. That's a worthwhile discussion. This is when things start to get interesting. A former employee of Ripple made a suggestion that the company itself might invest in this fund. A piece by Charles Gasparino, a journalist for Fox Business, makes things more interesting. Gasparino revealed an intriguing tidbit just hours before news broke regarding the executive order created Strategic Bitcoin Reserve. On Thursday at 3:13 p.m. Central Time, Charles Gasparino made a scoop. The White House is reportedly preparing to further categorize its alleged strategic crypto reserve, possibly later today or tomorrow, according to sources. The commotion? Most certainly, money is the issue. In particular, the difficulty of using public funds to buy digital coins, which would need permission from Congress. That's almost impossible. Spoiler alert. Are there any potential workarounds? They may use cryptocurrency that has been seized, such as the 200,000 bitcoins that were taken from suspected criminals, or they may investigate the concept of a sovereign wealth fund as proposed by Christian Carlo. That's precisely what happened, and the narrative is still evolving. Stay tuned. The 200,000 bitcoins that were confiscated, officially owned by the United States, they are scheduled to be HODLAD to the end. To be honest, that's wonderful news. The true question, though, is this. How about XRP? Is there a hidden cache that has been seized from criminals that we are not aware of? Perhaps. You'll be the first to hear it on my channel if I find out. It seems like no one really understands what's happening at the moment. To be honest, I don't even think the Trump administration has a whole picture at this point. They intend to audit everything related to cryptocurrency, not simply the government's Bitcoin holdings. Yes, everything of it. It's possible that separate authorities hold different cryptocurrencies, and when departments don't communicate with each other, it's like a